You'll hear the story again.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, I was like,
Oh, no. I need to rehearse it. So, sorry. But yeah, it's basically, so my wife was 24 weeks and 3 days, and we went in for a scan, and the scan came back with a birthing defect, or a defect. She wasn't growing a brain, so we delivered her 3 days later, held her, everything. And then we surrendered her, and then we sent out someone for DNA just to figure out what it was. There was nothing reason, it was just a blip, but ctNNA1 came back, and the genetic counselor was like, oh, this leads to stomach cancer. I'm like, what are you talking about?
What is that? Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean stomach cancer? Oh, no. I heard God. Yeah, it was, it was. Well, but then I found out that my mother had lobular breast cancer, which is caused by ctNNA1. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was just one of those things where it was like, and she passed away in 2014. So it's like, well, yeah, I mean, and then, then you tell all your cousins and you tell your brother and like everything. Some of them told me to go to the gym. Others were just like, that's crazy. What is it called again?
I had somebody who gifted me like the Christmas cancer book, and that's the guy who explains that he cures cancer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, also, like, did he? Like, did he?
Right. Yeah.
Like, how did you... I'm not... I know, it's just like, I don't think so. Yeah, the gene is crazy. Oh, really? How many have removed it?
Is that Sid back there? Okay. Good, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us at our fourth Patient Empowerment Summit. We are so excited to be back in LA after only hosting the past 2 years in DC. My name is Aracima Chavez. I was 34 when I was diagnosed with stomach cancer in 2015. I lived a healthy lifestyle, but severe heartburn and indigestion turned out to be cancer. I had a partial gastrectomy, chemo, and radiation, and 8 months later, my cancer was back. A total gastrectomy saved my life. I have just celebrated 9 years of being cancer-free. I just personally wanted to thank each and every one of you for taking time away from your loved ones to be here with us. I'm grateful and honored to share this space with you. Before we get started with our program this weekend, I would like to thank our generous sponsors for the program. Let's give them a round of applause. Our Wi-Fi information for when we are in the meeting space is currently up on the screen. Yes, perfect. If you are staying in the hotel, the Wi-Fi is complimentary for Marriott Bonvoy members, which is also free to sign up. Restrooms can be found down the hall leading towards the lobby. We also have our medic, Becky, and she's in the back, everybody. If you can kind of turn around and find Becky, she'll be with us this weekend. So if you need anything, she's the person to find. And to kick things off, we have a quick video.
I want to beat this cancer. Being a CDH1 carrier, this doesn't just affect me, it affects the future.
The hopes are just limitless.
I just want more time. I'm not naive to my situation. Obviously, I would love some miraculous thing to happen.
We are learning more and more every day with new research and technology.
I really, really pray that they find a vaccination for certain cancers or that they improve immunotherapy like they already have.
Gastric cancer doesn't get enough funding. I don't think there's enough research. It's not really heavily focused on.
This is my first time ever coming or even to talk to people about gastric cancer awareness. I just really have to know what I'm talking about in order to be very passionate. And I have learned so much with the Hope Cancer Group.
Even a small minor change we make now is going to pay huge dividends 10 years later on.
There's excellent treatments for other types of cancers. A lot of them are very curable because of all the attention and funding and research.
Everyone across the board to have easy access to all early cancer detections and treatments.
We went up there, we told them, what this is what our ask is, did all the typical advocacy stuff, right? Where we emailed our representatives and we talked to them, we told our stories. And yeah, this time things actually happened. And when it did, and it did fairly quickly, I would say, it's very promising. It makes me want to do it more, and it makes me want to make sure that people keep doing it. This isn't just the win and that was it. This is nothing. We need to keep on pushing and pushing and pushing to make sure our voices are heard.
Sorry. I would now like to invite Aki Smith, our founder of Hope for Stomach Cancer.
Gosh, that was tough. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 4th Patient Empowerment Summit. I'm Aki Smith, caregiver, patient advocate, and founder of Hope for Stomach Cancer. It's truly an honor to welcome all of you, patients, survivors, caregivers, clinicians, researchers, and partners from across the country, to beautiful Long Beach for a weekend of community, learning, and connection. This year's theme, Patient-Powered Progress, reflects exactly what this movement has become. Every breakthrough, every change, every shift in awareness begins with you, your story, your voice, your courage, and your willingness to show up for yourself and for others. When my father was diagnosed with stomach cancer, we had no roadmap. And for many families today, that hasn't changed. People still face delays, dismissals, misdiagnoses, social economic barriers, geographic isolation, and age-related disparities that leave them feeling alone. But when patients raise their voices, when you raise your voices, things begin to change. We now have new tools in early detection, reoccurrence monitoring, treatment, targeted treatments, and clinical trials specifically for gastric cancer. We're seeing more institutions collaborate. We're seeing community hospitals reach out for expertise. We're seeing the patient voice influence trial design, legislation, insurance policies, and care pathways. That progress doesn't happen without you. Over the next 3 days, you will hear from leading experts across surgery, medical oncology, nutrition, mental health, innovation, and early detection. You will meet survivors who defied expectations, clinicians who are pushing boundaries, and young advocates who are shaping the future in ways we couldn't have imagined a decade ago. You'll also find moments of healing through a wellness room, sound bath, friendships, and shared stories. Please take what you need this weekend. This space was created for you. To our sponsors, collaborators, and partners in research and industry, thank you for believing in a cancer community that is too often overlooked. Your partnership makes patient-powered progress possible. Tonight, we begin with something that sits at the heart of our mission, the power of storytelling. Stories change lives. They build empathy. They open doors. They remind us why we fight. As we open this summit, I want you to know this: your story matters, your presence matters, and you belong here. Together, we are transforming pain into purpose and isolation into community. Thank you for sharing this space with us, and welcome to the Patient-Powered Progress.
Thank you, Aki. Hi, everyone. I'm Emmy. Thank you so much for being here. I know it wasn't easy for a lot of you to make it out here, and how scary it is to try to plan out for an event when you're living week by week or even day by day. I know it took a lot of courage and determination to be here today, so thank you for showing up. For those of you who don't know, I was a caregiver to my husband, Tay, who was diagnosed at 38 with stage 4 stomach cancer that had spread to the peritoneum. And he lived with it for almost 3 years before he died in September 2022. He was diagnosed right before COVID, so there weren't any events like this, and we had to navigate through his journey really isolated and alone, with basically only online support groups. He did the best that he could to connect with other patients and caregivers virtually and on the phone, but he never had a chance to meet any of them in person before he died. I so wish that Tay and I had the chance to go to an event like this, a place where he could meet and connect in person and be part of a community with other people going through the same thing, the only ones that truly understand what it's like to live with this disease. So for me now, to get to help other stomach cancer patients and caregivers connect and support each other in person and be part of a community and feel even a little bit less scared and alone is incredibly meaningful to me. I'm so honored to be here to help with this event. A lot of you here recognize me from all my messaging and asking you over and over to convince you guys to come. I hope, or rather I know you'll understand why I feel so strongly about it over the next few days. I'm so glad you made it. Thank you. Our session tonight is on the power of storytelling. Our first speaker is Sid Raskind, a content creator with 8 million followers on multiple social platforms. In early September 2024, he and his wife lost a baby to a defect called holoprosencephaly at 24 weeks gestation. After delivering their daughter, Delphina Jo, they decided to send out genetic material to see if there was any underlying cause for the defect. There was no cause, but a ctNNA1 gene deletion was detected. He and his wife decided to do a test to see if they were carriers, and Sydney's came back with the same deletion. He was diagnosed with HDGC with no symptoms in March of 2025. The lesion was found after an upper endoscopy that came back with 35 of 36 clean biopsies. On July 3rd, he had a total gastrectomy and was staged at T1A 3 weeks after pathology confirmed his initial staging. Since his diagnosis, he has brought awareness to his audience online, answered questions, mentored people through their diagnosis, and raised money for stomach cancer research. We have a quick reel to highlight Sid.
The easiest thing for your brain and body to do is to stay in your rhythm that you know. The harder thing and the more healing thing, in my opinion, is to do the thing that you don't know and that is harder, that it is scary, but acceptance of new timeline and new reality ultimately leads to healing in a way that, I guess, it leads to healing more quickly and is worth it, even though it's the fucking worst.
Our next speaker is Mitch Jelniker.
No. The harder thing and the more healing thing.
Good. Mitch is an enthusiastic communicator and problem solver. He is known for outworking everyone in the room. Mitch brings decades of experience to his clients, including several years as corporate relations manager at Food Bank of the Rockies, with 36 years of television reporting and producing experience that earned him 13 regional Emmy Awards, induction into the Colorado State University Media Hall of Fame, and a Colorado Broadcaster Association Award of Excellence. Please welcome Sid and Mitch.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you guys? Good.
Sid and Mitch.
There we are.
A true love story.
So we're going to have a little fireside chat. So what I thought we'd do is we just ask, I got a few, like 400 or 500 questions for Sid. But we also have microphones out here. And since we're live streaming for folks who couldn't make it, so they can hear at home, when we get to the section where you guys can ask questions, just find somebody out there who has the microphone so we can make sure we can hear you. But we'll get started with, Sid, it kind of touched on in the video and in your introduction, but just for people who maybe didn't catch it all, tell folks how you learned you had stomach cancer.
Yeah, so hi everyone in the room and the internet. My favies. Yeah, so basically, like the bio mentioned, in August of 2024, my wife and I had just finished up a 2-week road trip with my then 1-year-old daughter. I do not recommend it. And we got back home from Richmond, Virginia, and we were back in LA, and we had a birthday party, and then for my daughter, and then after that, we went to a 24-week scan for my then daughter, my second daughter, Delphina, and we were late. You're supposed to get like the 20-week scan. You're supposed to get like all this stuff, but we didn't do it in Virginia, so we did it back home. And at 24 weeks, the doctor was doing the scan and everything, and she just sort of said, "Okay, I have some bad news," and it was that holoprosencephaly is the name of the defect. My daughter didn't have a brain. She just like wasn't growing one, and we didn't know why. So we had to make a really tough call at 24 weeks and 3 days, and she wouldn't have made it outside more than an hour maybe. And so we delivered her, we held her, but we had to find out why, what had happened, right? So we sent out some of her DNA, and then her DNA came back with the genetic gene deletion, ctNNA1. And everyone sent up their red flags and everything, and I was like, what's a stomach cancer? What's a HDC, what? And my wife got tested for the same gene deletion, I got tested for the same gene deletion, and I had it, and then it just sort of like spiraled into like, sign up at City of Hope, sign up at blank, go get, this is when you're gonna have your first review, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, so finding out through that process, it like started the worst year of my life.
Yeah.
That was like the beginning of the story. And only a couple of months ago when I got that pathology report did it feel like it was finally over.
Yeah, what a strange new world this was.
Yeah, it truly, like this whole experience, like needing to learn what a B12 vitamin was, like I don't know what that meant, or like what's a multivitamin, like similarly to erythema, right? Like I was 36, 35? No, I don't remember.
Okay.
But it was
Mid-30s.
It was a year ago, and I'm 36 now, so I was 35.
Okay.
So
you're a math major.
I am a math major. I actually got a statistical analysis degree from MIT, oddly enough. I know, right? NASA wouldn't hire me. But anyway, so just like you were saying, I was a very healthy person,
right?
Seemingly. So like to jump into this whole world of like stomach cancer and finding out that you can live without a stomach, like where does of course the first question that I ask, just like everybody, where does the food go?
Right.
And then you're just like down.
Yeah. It does.
It just does. You're like a carousel now. You don't. Yeah.
So here you're an influencer with a huge following. You've been doing this for years and years.
Yeah. Almost
You
20
could have
years.
kept doing just that, and this could have been your own personal journey. But you decided to share this from time to time if you follow him on social media.
If you don't, that's fine.
Yeah.
Seriously.
If you don't, you'll have to leave. But,
it's totally fine.
Yeah.
But it is at Sydney Raz. Sorry.
Yeah. You didn't have to do that. Why was it important for you to share?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I didn't really have a choice, right? For me, I had already been through something like losing my daughter, which I didn't really share that much because it wasn't only mine, right? It was mine, but it was really my wife's. It was really like that experience. And, but this, I felt like I could actually share it because nobody else owns my stomach cancer besides me. I am the one that had complete and utter control over all of the highest points of grief, the highest points of happiness, the ultimate misunderstanding, right? Like I lost my mom, my dad, my stepdad, my father-in-law. Like they're all gone.
Right.
My grandmother, right? Like my aunt, like whatever. Like it's like a lot of them. Yeah. And that was a part of my story, but I never really shared it because there was so many others.
Right.
But this, I was like, wait a second. I'm the only one with my stomach. I can share this, right? And I felt like I wanted to help people that didn't think this was a thing as much as I didn't, right? Like, how many people a year are getting this? Right? Like, how many people a year don't know what CDH1 is or CTNNA1 is, right? Like, and for me, the first thing that I think a lot of people do, especially in this day and age, is like look up someone else that has it, right?
Right.
Or look up something else. And the thing that I really didn't see was before the stomach cancer surgery, right? Before the understanding of a B12 vitamin, before the acceptance of it all. So I was like, I gotta tell people about this. This is fucking crazy. Sorry, can we say that? I'm sorry.
You just did.
Oh wait, I did twice already. I did up there too.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Anyway, so that to me it was like I even told my surgeon, Dr. Wu, who like give it up for Dr. Wu, yo. When I was talking to her, I was like, I think I know what I'm supposed to do. Like as some sort of like thing, I'm like, I have to talk about this. Like I have to tell people about this.
Yeah.
So that was just.
What do you hope they
choice.
take from it? When you sit down and go, well, what am I going to post about today?
There's a lot of big feelings with it, right? I hope they feel less alone. I hope they feel more understood in their misunderstanding.
Right.
Less scared of a decision to take out a stomach. Because anyone who's like told, by the way, the best way to get stomach cancer out is to not have a stomach, and you're just like, but I like it.
Yeah.
My stomach is mine though.
Yeah.
One is how do, right? So there's that one. There's the feel less alone, but also I think there's like a interest. I think people want knowledge when they go to the internet. Right. As hard as that is to believe, people do still go to the internet for just basic knowledge, not everything else. But like, it's that, right? It's like acceptance. I hope they feel less alone. I hope that they can learn something and understand it more, right? Like, especially people that have found my videos, the people that say, I did not know you could live without a stomach, or I didn't know that this was a thing, or holy shit, that just happened to my grandmother or my sister or my aunt, like that kind of thing. It's
so
like,
you feel like you're really touching and helping.
Yeah, it's just, again, it's mine, right? It's just all
right.
This is going to be a weird sentence. One of the good things about your parents dying is, sorry, but it's true, is that you feel a lot of release for approval. Needing to prove something, right?
Yeah.
So now I know why their tissues are out. May I please have one behind you, ma'am? Thank you. Do you need one?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a release, and it's a ability to talk about things like this that like you kind of don't think your parents want you to talk about.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like it was just so important to share it and be so present in it.
Right. Just be real.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you share a lot on, as you do, since you have a huge following, people who are watching, they're not bashful about what they think about anything you say, right?
No.
So
you mean all the people that told me I should just eat more broccoli?
Yeah, that. Yeah. What is but there's also some support that comes with that. What's that been like for your followers, the support that you've received?
From my followers?
Yeah.
Well, it's been incredible. I think that I have felt very, very connected to like the DMs that I get that always say, hey, I don't think you're gonna read this, but my grandfather had a gastrectomy and he's 90, he got it 60 years ago, right? When I read those, I showed them to my wife first. And I was like, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I sent them to my mother-in-law and I said, it's gonna be okay, right? I didn't send them to my brother though, because he doesn't deserve to feel better.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the support that I've gotten from them in that way, or like that was like kind of where I started to get my information, right? Like I said, hey, I have stomach cancer, and then all of you reached out. Like, damn, these tissues here, Simo, were just like a really good idea.
Yeah, it's a good
but
idea.
like, but it's just one of those things where it's like, oh no, I'm good. I still have this one here. But it's just one of those things where it's like when you connect with someone like that, or when you say something that's very personal, and then people reach out and connect with you to make you feel better. That's what I think, and I think that's one of the things that inspired me to make the content, because I'm like, I want someone to reach out to them as much as people reached out to me. and I hope that that is being conveyed, right? Like and from the supporters, it's like, I, again, raise money. I got incredible amounts of people to sign up for my newsletter, and like signing up for a newsletter takes a lot of like clicks.
Yeah.
So to have people really care about me that much, I'm just like, that's crazy. So
You're good about the answering people back, though, which not everybody I think so.
Yeah.
Not everybody does that, so
Thank you.
kudos to you for doing that.
I appreciate that compliment. For you, that's a big deal. Thank you.
That's good. I think it means a lot because you make that connection.
Yeah, it's just me, right? Like I don't have a social media manager. I don't have anything like that. Like I don't have automated messages on. Unless you look at my video today, but that was part of a brand partnership. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I want to connect with people.
Yeah. When you share, I mean, you could have just come on and said, hey, this is something that happened to me, and this is what I'm doing to get through it, and then you just could have moved on. You go to get into a lot of detail about things you went through, things you did. You share a lot.
I do.
Why is that important to you?
Again, I just don't feel like I have a choice.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I was put on this plane of existence and have had this timeline to experience something like this, to not do that, right? Like, it's sundown. Good Shabbos, everybody. It is Shabbat Shalom, everyone. That is because of this whole existence thing. Like when you tell me that I lost my daughter so that I can learn about a cancer, that I can tell future generations, that explains why my mom died, how I was gonna die, you're just kind of like, fine. Like, God, thank you. Like, I get it. And when when you feel that message or that acceptance of fate, you're just kind of like, I don't have a choice. Like, I've been doing this 20 years. Like,
it's just part of what you do.
Like, what am I supposed to do, you know? And I couldn't let that slip away.
Yeah.
I could not let it do it. It's just, I had to. I just wanted people to see me in the hospital, right? Like, I wanted people to know about insufflation that sucks after surgery. I wanted people to see that, like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Vegas and eat the buffets.
All of them. Yeah.
All of them. So many. And I just did. I ate so much food. But, so it's that kind of thing. I also, something that a friend of mine once said is like, we vlog so we remember, right? 15, 20 years ago, before vlogging was a thing, it was really weird.
Yeah.
But now I can go back and see how I felt and learn and repeat and break down those emotions, understand that I was so scared that without the help of 3 people in this room right now, I wouldn't have made it. And I mean, made it, but it was really scary, so.
Since you have the advantage to going back to see what you said then, has your message changed or the way you articulate it changed?
Yeah, because of Jason and Hiroshima. Yeah, they were just like, dude, you're gonna be fine. And before the surgery, I was like, yeah, right. And now after the surgery, I'm like, dude, you're gonna be fine. So I think before the surgery, I was real scared, and now I'm just like, dude, get the second stomach out. Like, what do you want? So I think it's been a lot more of that. Just been it's accepting, helpful, and eat some more peanuts. Like, you're fine. So drink your liquid IV. Like, you're fine. That kind of thing. And it's a relief for sure. It's not as scary anymore. It became way less scary, way faster than I thought it was going to be too. So,
that's good.
Yeah, especially after getting your stomach out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your body just accepts it. But anyway, so.
Prior to that, or when they told you you're having your stomach removed, what did you do to stay positive? What kept you positive?
Definitely not my toddler.
No, she did. She's the light of my life, and I love her so much. Hi, honey. You're not watching this, but hi. But yeah, I think what made me stay positive was finding information, finding people, finding that community, because then I saw that there was a positivity to it. And definitely spending time with my family, definitely talking about it on the internet. Really, like that helped me stay positive, because like then you would see all the comments, right? Like you would see the positivity.
People took the time to comment.
Exactly, took the time to comment, connected with the story, all of that stuff. I did drink a little bit. That helped me stay positive.
Being honest.
Yeah, being honest, but also just learning and understanding and continuing to understand. Hell yeah. But that kind of thing. Just and I think the spending time with family, I think honestly, my family and friends, when I found out after we had already lost my daughter, to have them, like that community of people around me that are so close, come in and out of the house, spend time with us, take care of my family, like take all of that, like now I just want to like repay that love to all of them, So I think the positivity was really a group effort, and yeah, it's a sense of community that I didn't think I needed or had, and then I found out that I really had it, and it was a lot.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah, it's my therapist. Go to therapy. My therapist, I was telling them about a friend of mine who was going through something too, right? Like going through something that, comparables and all of these things. And I'm like, that doesn't matter. Like, all I want them to know is that I love them as much as they loved me and helped me in that moment. So you break a plate or you get cancer, they're all the same, right? Like you, so yeah, that positivity was just yeah, it was hard to accept, but it was incredible to feel.
Sometimes when we worked with speakers bureaus or people who are on this, battling a cancer, stomach cancer, they say, well, I'm one person. What difference could I possibly make? But you can, and I think, well, we're just saying that. What do you hope your story, how might it help other people facing stomach cancer?
I mean, like I said in that video, right? Like I hope that it helps people accept it. I hope that it helps people finding out that it's okay to learn information and use that information, that it's not scary to learn information, and to, I don't know, I just hope that it's not as scary, really. Like I really hope that it's not as scary, because, man, finding out you got to lose an organ that you think is real important and just you find out isn't is like really scary. It's really scary. My surgeon called it Dr. Wu. What did she call it? She said it was like not unimportant, but it was like superfluous. And I'm like, it's the stomach, right?
Yeah.
I guess not.
Yeah.
Right? And then you find out and you're like, just chew more. I'm like, oh, okay. But anyway, so I hope I answered that question.
No, it did. And I can't see too well with all the bright lights, but we do have microphones. You guys have a question?
Does anyone have questions?
And we'll get you the microphone to you.
No?
Anyone?
Stace!
Stacy has a question. We'll get you a microphone.
Hello.
Hi.
Is there something that you wish somebody would have told you before this?
How great seahorse snacks are. Truly.
Thank you.
Like how.
That's not what I was going for, but I'll take it.
But yeah, very true. Those maple pecans knock me out. I literally had to stop myself. They're so, I mean, talk to me after. But anyway, yeah, I think something that I wish that I had been told.
Yes. Like to make this easier.
To make it easier.
Or better in some way.
You know what's funny? I think I was told everything when I found out. I just didn't believe it. I think that when you find out, you learn you can live without a stomach. Nah, that's not true.
Yeah.
When you find out, you learn, you realize all you gotta do is chew more, take smaller bites. Nah, that's not how I eat. There's no way I'm gonna learn how to do that, right? Liquid IV is really a big one. I know, I mean, like, water, I can still drink water, but I can't drink it as fast as I need to, right? So liquid IV is really there to help you just bridge that gap, right? That was hard for me to accept. That was really hard for me to accept. So yeah, so I think I was told everything, right? Like I think I was, but it was just really hard to accept.
Yeah.
It was just really, really, really hard to accept.
Plus, it's a lot coming at you early on.
Yeah, and like, you know what, actually, I think, oof, man, it gets emotional in these rooms. I have not experienced this before. I think that one of the things that was really hard for me to accept was like, it's not my fault if my kids have CTNNA1. And that one really got me, where I was like, where I really had to accept that one. But, you know, I don't know if I truly have yet, but that to me is like, yeah, like you learn all the things. People tell you all the things, you just don't believe them, right? Like someone telling me it's a lifestyle change. That's it? Oh, okay. You lose a stomach and you just like run more? Or whatever, right? Like, what do you mean lifestyle change? So I think, you know, again, thanks to this community, I had a lot of people reach out to me and accept me and tell me everything I needed to know. I just didn't think they were right for some reason. like at 35, I'm like still like, sure. Like what? like I think the surgeon knows what they're talking. I think you all know what you're talking about. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, shut up, dude. Like, you know. So yeah, I think it's a really incredible community to be a part of, to be able to have all the information you need. Just like accept that information, and like, you know what? I do have something, just to continue my babbling. It really does switch faster than you think. Like not having a stomach really does like become easier so much faster than you think it would. Because like it's the only reality you know or have. But then like mentally and physically, you really just get into that rhythm real fast. You know, when you think about a lifestyle change, you think about working out, you think about, you know, eating better, you know, it's like, and you never like actually do it because you still have your whole body and brain, right?
Right.
But if you lose a major organ, then your body just kind of does it, and you eat slower because you have to. You chew more because you have to. You drink 30 minutes after because you have to, right? Like, and then once you do all those like you have to things, then you work backwards, and they're like, oh, actually I can drink water when I eat, just not like I used to, right? And then you just start to forget. Like, it's so cool. I don't remember what it was like to eat before. It's awesome. You know, so I think the lifestyle change comes a lot faster and accepted a lot faster than you're used to with lifestyle changes. Yeah, that's a big thing. Thanks, Stace. Thank you. Also, seahorse snacks.
Seahorse snacks.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Any other questions? There's somebody right back here.
Mine's just more like personal because I battle with this, and I don't follow you, so I don't really know what content. But
thank you.
No, but I think because it's so important that you talk about how you have the audience, and so you your exposure, you're constantly having to talk about cancer now. Is that how you feel? Or my question is how, because I struggle with this, do you ever turn off the cancer?
Yeah.
Like, and how do you do that? And
In my brain or in my
yes,
content?
in your brain, like, because if you're constantly talking about it, you know, social influence, and you're talking about it all the time. For me, like, I try to make conscious decisions to not think about cancer, and that's really hard. So I can't imagine for a person who also does it kind of like, you know, like with the social media aspect, how heavily that also impacts you in a sense that you're always talking about the cancer. So since your diagnosis, have you stopped thinking about cancer at all?
No. I tend to veer into stomakless more than cancer, because stomakless is real effing weird, right? Like, that's crazy to people.
I just think it's the identity part, you know?
Yeah, well,
where
so,
I'm
okay, so
struggling.
for example, so to get nerdy for a second, if you think about my content in verticals, there's the cancer vertical, there's the life hack vertical, and then there's the complain about life vertical now, which I got a lot, bud. Right, so like I think I'm able to compartmentalize speaking to my friends that are going through cancer treatment, or speaking to my friend who has a father that's going through cancer treatment, right? It's more of a personality trait now, whereas before it never would have been. But like, you know, the fact that I know way more about ports and the placement and the radiation and the PET scans and the whatever scans and the types of chemo there are, because I've experienced it more personally now. So kind of like I said in the video, right? Like I tend to like just accept the timeline, and if it comes up in conversation kind of thing, but like I'm not thinking about it when I'm taking out the trash, right? I'm not thinking about it when I'm arguing with my wife. Or, you know, like I do think about it way more when I'm hugging my daughter, though.
Yeah.
That's hard.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's really hard. Or like my wife thinks about it a lot. Like she listened to my abdomen the other night and it was silent. And that was hard. That was really hard. But then I drank some water and she heard like a bloop, bloop, bloop. So I also think that like I'm so used to being on the internet and people coming in from different avenues of those verticals, where it's like people are going to comment and text more, or, you know, reply to or whatever. So I think that the acceptance of the timeline is a lot like any grief, where once you sort of like, your brain adjusts to that new reality, it sort of becomes easier to forget. But I feel very blessed and guilty about not going to chemo and having a easy time. You know, when I was getting my blood drawn and people were getting chemo, I was like, I feel bad about this, you know?
Some
that was,
guilt?
yeah, absolutely. And that was before I knew what stage I was. So I was just sort of like, you know, so now I feel more guilty, but I don't have those reminders of it. You know, I don't have to go in as frequently as some other people going through chemo treatment. So yeah.
You know, and I would piggyback on that, in that obviously we're here talking about the importance of sharing your story, of advocacy, because the more voices, the better, to raise awareness, raise research dollars, educate. But you're more than stomach cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's also okay on some days to not do it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, respect to that. That was like big snaps, everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that I'm a more public figure, so I want, if we see each other out in the valley or something, it's like, oh yeah, like we're connected by cancer. And it's just a part. It's just a part of the story. It's part of the existence, right? So, yeah. So it's not difficult, but I'm not thinking about it when I'm doing chores or anything. So yeah, but I am thinking about it when I'm at the cancer hospital. Right.
Well, I just want to say thank you for using your platform because it's so important. Like our voices, one voice, but you're reaching so many voices. So I thank you for that, and I think that everybody feels the same because we can reach more people.
Thank you.
This way.
It's an honor.
Thanks for sharing.
It's a great segue in that we're about 8 minutes away from dinner, which is going to be right next door.
Ooh, food.
So real quickly, and you'll have a chance to chat with Sid over there.
Yeah.
But Aki wanted me to talk a little bit about a speakers bureau and what that entails and what that means. And I have some really boring PowerPoint slides, but it will help. Yeah, wouldn't this be great? Just a little bit about why that's important, and that's my role in all this, and that the group that I work with, we help nonprofits do that, to raise awareness and get more people talking about it, because that's very, very important, whether it's people in Washington or people in your own community, even your own caretakers. So do I have to click the button for that to work? Oh yeah, look at me, I got the power. I got the little deal here. So you can see, I don't have my glasses on, so I have no idea what I wrote. No. But it's basically, we say, you see the word up there, it says trained ambassadors. It says, what would you need to be trained in? You know this story better than anyone else. But from my perspective, and being someone in the media, we can help with your story and getting it down to a nice, concise way so it sounds, it works really well when you're being interviewed by reporters or making a presentation. Because if I asked each one of you, tell me about your journey, there would be 15 different spikes to it, right? I was misdiagnosed, I changed my doctor because this person didn't know what was going on. There would be all these different avenues, but we can get it down to a nice, concise form that really helps when you're trying to articulate why this is important. Because you think about all the things coming at everybody through all the different media channels, social media channels. There's a lot of noise out there. So how do you raise above the noise? So if we're all talking the same language and focused on the same things, it can be helpful. And it's not just, for example, Sid or Aki doing it. It's all of us, all of you doing it. So that's really the secret behind it all. The benefits for you all is not only do you get, when we do little media training, you become really good storytellers. And when I start working with people about doing this, I also work with lung cancer survivors. And they say, boy, you're trying to make me carve my story down. There's a lot to it. But there's a little secret. And that if you get when somebody says, tell me about this, and you get that down to a nice little soundbite, if you will, it also it engages the interviewer or the reporter to start asking you more. So even though I've had you make it shorter, you're going to get more information across, which is going to be great. Because if you think about when you're being interviewed somewhere, like if Sid's going to go on, Good Morning LA or something, it's only going to be a 3-minute segment. And you think, that's not a lot of time. It's not, but you'd be surprised how much you can get in there. So it helps in that regard. I think I hit the button all of a sudden, but it also, it builds confidence for you all, and there's also that sense of community.
Oh yeah, you do have it here too.
What? Oh, it's gotten right in front of me. I don't even have to. I don't have my glasses on. So
I didn't know if.
I thought I did it in Russian for a minute. I wasn't sure.
I didn't know if that was going to be more helpful. That's why I
thank
didn't
you.
tell you. I'm so sorry.
You mean the one that's at my arm's length?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you can see, it's a great camaraderie tool. I have other speakers bureaus with other cancer groups, and they say, look, this has been awesome because you've helped me so I can articulate my story better. But really, what they love about going to the meetings each month on a Zoom call or whatever is you all get to be put together at the same time, and it's what you learn from each other. And I've gotten to the point where when I work with other groups, we allow some time in the meeting, instead of me just going through a laundry list of things, to say, hey, what's going on? What have you learned? And it's marvelous to watch just the organic, because they'll learn from each other, or they'll say, oh, I love the way Sid talked about that when he answered that question about not having a stomach, or I love the way, Aki said that. You learn from each other. So it's a great little group to have. And what we find when I work with the other groups is they say, this is my second family. Because it's strength in numbers. And again, you don't feel alone, which is kind of the reason you're here today, right? Because you understand each other. So that's kind of generally down to like 3 minutes, but you get the idea.
Yeah, I'll just voice. I've only been to one meeting and it was so dope.
We talked a little few media tricks.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was like, even just like some of the things that he said in there, like in passing, I was like, you can do that?
Yeah.
What do you mean? And I'm like, I've been in digital media for a long time and, somewhat of a success for a couple of years. So like for me to find out the journalist, like, what?
Yeah.
So
we're just trying to teach us a little tips and tricks because
it's super helpful.
Having done it, and everybody with my group, we call ourselves recovering journalists.
Yep.
And so we know what's going through the reporter's mind. And so what I usually tell people is they're not out to get you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they can be useful and be your friends, or you could be useful but not necessarily your friends, if that makes sense, right? So they're not going to ask you some sinister question because you're not running for mayor trying to solve the homelessness issue.
Right.
What's probably going to happen is they're going to ask you a question that makes no sense at all, or they just are not educated. Well, that's your role. And so we have little ways to kind of turn the interview and get it back to where you can still get your message out. So they're not doing it to be mean or sinister, but they just don't know.
Right.
Is that for me?
No. Yeah, I think that I think like even being a part of a group of people that also don't have a stomach is like pretty rad.
Yeah.
And I think and being a part of the Speakers Bureau, like there's a lot of like fear that comes from being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And I think the Speakers Bureau, especially even the people that I saw in there, there's like an understanding of like it doesn't have to be as scary as you think. Like you also don't have to necessarily care like about, oh God, there's a news camera right there. It's like no, like it's okay, right? Like that kind of thing. And I think that is a part of the Speakers Bureau and the advocacy, and like again, like showing up at places like all together and knowing how to approach a member of Congress, like that kind of thing, where it's like, whoa, like I'm being taught how to do this. This is cool,
And we always vet the reporters. I mean, we if you say,
I didn't want to say it. That's the one.
Yeah, I mean,
you can vet like what?
We'll get from our clients. They'll say, hey, this reporter in Cleveland, Boston, wherever it is. And we'll go look and check them out, and we may know them, but we'll also go check them out and say, you're fine. This person's done many, many cancer stories. They've actually a dedicated medical reporter, so they've got a clue. Or this person might be a little scary because they're pretty young. But again, we have little ways for you to get them back on message. You're kind of in control of it.
I feel like I'm talking to Yoda right now.
And then the other thing is oftentimes, if you watch, like on television, for example, most people, you're getting the information off your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. You don't have to wait till 5 o'clock for them to tell you what's going on. But yet, there's still a 5 o'clock newscast. It's kind of an antiquated model. And those are my friends, so I don't want to put them completely out of work. But because you're getting information, you're getting the alerts, that means their audience is down, which means their budget is down, which means their staff is down. So they're hiring younger and younger and younger, and they may be brilliant, but their life experiences aren't a lot because they're right out of college. And so they're often more nervous than you are. And they're under the gun because it used to be when I was a reporter and I'd say, hey, Sid and I got this idea for a story, and they'd say, God, that's great. Why don't you guys work on that for a couple of days?
Oh.
And now, I couldn't do that a lot if I didn't produce anything, right? But if we came back with a story, it's like, God, well, let you guys go do that again. They don't have time for that now. If we said to them, hey, Sid and I want to do a story about water rights, about caring for our veterans returning home. You're not turning that thing in an hour. That's going to take some work. That's going to take a couple of days. And guess what? They don't have a couple of days. So instead they're like, you know what, guys, that's really cool, but the scanner's going off and you need to run down the highway because there's an overturned semi. My point is, they live and die by that clock, and they're under the gun. And so they're frantically racing. It's like, what's this next thing I'm doing? Oh, it's stomach cancer. I don't know, your stomach get cancer? They don't have a clue. And so that's why when you're trained up, even better to articulate your story, you can really get some good messaging across, because they also want you to do well. I mean, I don't want to interview somebody and then bumbling all over the place. That makes it for a horrible story. So I want you to do well. In fact, I'll even ask sometimes the same question 2 or 3 different ways to make sure I get the best soundbite if I can tell they're nervous. So they really want you to be a good spokesperson. So if you are, you've hit it out of the park, not only for them, but for the whole cause. So it's the big advantage to a speakers bureau. And now we're out of time.
But do it.
But do it, yes. Okay, Emmy's coming up. Great.
Oh, great. Well, thanks, everybody. I appreciate
Thank you.
it. Yeah? So, is that...
Thank you, Sid and Mitch. We'll now be breaking to go next door to dinner. During dinner, Mitch will discuss more on why it's important to share your story. We also have a 360 booth available until after 7 p.m. Tomorrow morning, breakfast will be served starting at 7:30 a.m. It will be available until 9:30 a.m. next door in the reception hall. Our program will begin approximately 9:40 a.m. And if you haven't picked up a backpack yet, we still have plenty behind. Thank you again for joining our first day.